Anyway, let's talk about the United States of A, shall we? So, this is going to trigger a lot of people. I understand that. I'm aware of that. You may hear a dog screaming in the background. Don't worry about that right now, because that dog will not be the only one screaming in the background in 20... What the fuck? It's October 13th? It's October 13th? We have got like 20 days before the election. I vote in 2 days. I do early voting. I'm going to vote. Well, maybe I won't vote on day one of early voting. I'm not sure. I'm going to vote in person and early. That's going to be my strategy. In North Carolina, the swing state of North Carolina, yes, Antifa has infiltrated the South. We're coming for you. But yeah, look at these polls on RCP here. Look at this shit. You've got Rasmussen, right, with it, which is Trump's favorite pollster, with Biden 12 points ahead nationally. What the fuck? Now, I just want this to be understood. I am not a Biden bro. I don't like Biden, right? I think Biden's a piece of garbage. But I dislike Trump way more than I dislike Joe Biden. Donald Trump has made the United States a living hell for transgender people, for gay people, for all kinds of people. A living hell. Now, would Biden make it a paradise? No. But I'm not going to have my fucking feet burn off being dipped into lava, and I'll be able to walk around and maybe do some other stuff in a Biden administration. So that is why I want Biden to beat Donald Trump. Anyone who thinks that I'm like a hardcore Biden supporter, if you're in the comments now saying, Biden fracking and kids and he's 47 years ago, like, I don't care about what you have to say, I'm sorry, and it's honestly embarrassing that you think anyone would care about what you have to say, but this is a blowout. We're looking at a blowout right here. We're looking at a fucking blowout, dude. 10 points in the spread. He is reaching 51 points. He's 55 in this ABC poll, and that's more important than getting, like, if Trump was 48 and Biden was consistently 52, that would be a better scenario than a situation where like last time around 4 years ago, right, where Hillary Clinton, yeah, sure, she was like 3 to 4 points ahead, but she didn't break 45%. Right, there is a large swath of undecideds. Once you hit that majority threshold, at that point, it really, like, especially consistently, right, like 57, 53, 54, 52, 52, 52, 53. And then in the Hill, you have 45, which, you know, it's an outlier in this case, but still definitely worrisome. Should worry about that. This is a dangerous. The Hill poll, if that is more accurate, then that's very dangerous. But 51, 55, 51, 51. Now, I'm not here to say that polls are the end-all, be-all, especially national polls, right? Because let's be honest, this election is more, right, about the states, right, the Electoral College, than it is about the national popular vote. We learned that last time, right? So when we have states like Wisconsin, let's look at Wisconsin polling. Biden, 49.9, 51, 51, 46, a little dangerous, but 51, 48, 48, right? Consistently up in Wisconsin. Now, Wisconsin is still, I wouldn't say Biden's going to win Wisconsin right now, right? Actually, they've got the rest up here. Let's look at Florida. Florida, Biden up 3.7. Now, Florida's not necessarily like a make it or break it. Biden can lose Florida and still win this shit easily. Still potentially win with an electoral landslide. Florida's not the end all be all, but Biden being up very slightly in Florida is promising, right? We look at Michigan. Biden is consistently going up above 50 points in Michigan, and also consistently polling. You know, the worst poll here is from a month ago, and that's Trafalgar, which is like is that even a real poll? Not really, right? And that has Trump barely eking out a win. Trafalgar is not a real poll. And I don't know how to pronounce that. I know it's a thing, and I know I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, but I don't care. Let's look at Pennsylvania. Now, Pennsylvania is a state. I think Pennsylvania might be the swingest of swing states. Pennsylvania and North Carolina, maybe. I live in North Carolina, right? It's definitely one of the swingiest of swing states. I would say these two. But again, you see Biden consistently in the lead. Now, again, the only problem here is like you see this poll from Trafalgar. Again, they're you know they're basically not even real, and they still have Biden in the lead. Now, if you want to know what Trafalgar does, they do like this kind of like this thing in their polling where they kind of like don't poll anyone, right? But then do like kind of like, well, we think that there's like a silent majority bias, so they'll like add a few points to Donald Trump. That's something that they've been known to do. But again, you see in Pennsylvania, Biden is consistently up. Now let's look at North Carolina. North Carolina is more of a swing state. Again, might be the swingest of swing states when you consider the lack of Biden reaching and maintaining a above 50 threshold, right? And again, I've not been polled, so my opinion isn't being classified here. But Biden is very, very, very close to 50. And in some of these polls, he's at 50. And again, 50 to 49, still a win. That's all that matters. If I were to predict, I predict Biden will win North Carolina after mail-in voting, after all of that stuff has been counted. That's my prediction. North Carolina's been trending blue for a while now. We have a Democratic governor. They're also polling relatively high. We have a Senate race where Cal Cunningham is polling pretty high against Tom Tillis, right? So Biden might eke it out just because people are going to want to vote for the Senate. People are going to want to vote for the governorship. So I think Biden is the weakest of the Democrats in North Carolina as far as people wanting to go out there and vote for them for actual change. And as a result, I think he's going to pick up on that. I think he's going to benefit from that. Usually it's the other way around, but I think North Carolina, given that Roy Cooper is consistently polling like 10 points above Dan Forrest and that Cal Cunningham is consistently polling at least 5 points ahead of Tom Tillis, I think that that is a good indicator. Now, of course, there are going to be people that vote for Trump and Cal Cunningham. There's going to be people that vote for Trump like Dan Forrest and Cal Cunningham. There's going to be all those kind of in-betweens. But I do think that the strong Senate kind of race going on and the governor race, I do think that that's going to make the break for Biden. You look at Arizona, which again, Arizona, I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about Arizona. Arizona might be a more of a swing state. As you can see, neither of them are able to consistently hit above 50, but Biden is able to touch above 50 in a few of these polls. But I wouldn't call this. Arizona right now is also relatively underpolled. We haven't had a poll. We haven't had many polls over the last month or so. But anyway, let's look at Minnesota. Why not? It's up there. Biden's in the lead again, but also under 50. That's something to keep in mind. The 50% threshold is really, really important for this kind of stuff. But anyway, that was my little Nate Silver impression. Thank you. I think Joe Biden will win the presidency of these United States, assuming Donald Trump doesn't try to do a legal coup like they did in 2000. There's so many options for Donald Trump to retain power that are outside of what things like the national polls or state polls could predict, things like the Electoral College. There are so many different ways for Donald Trump constitutionally, asterisk, and legally asterisk, that give him the ability to retain power. So we can't call this in. This isn't over. But I do think if there is any semblance of any kind of democracy in this country, Joe Biden is the clear winner. I would call it right now, personally. But that's just me. Hey, maybe you can use this video in a cringe comp in a month from now. We'll see. But also in a month from now, we still might not even know who the president-elect is, so that should be fun. I've been saying this, November, December, and January are going to be the most fucking uncertain, scary months of any of our lives. I don't give a shit if you've been to war. Maybe if you've been to war, maybe there's an exception, right? But we've got coronavirus entering winter. Holy shit, right? That's going to be a fucking nightmare. You've got Donald Trump going out there not believing in masks, right? The next few months are going to be crazy, and there's no sign of any improvement, right? The idea, here's my thing. If you can make it, if you can survive until February, right, you are a lucky person. And I'm just throwing that out there. So I think the next couple of months are going to be nuts. If Trump loses, he's definitely going to manipulate the lame duck and do as much damage as possible, I think. Trump has no loyalty to America in any capacity. like he has no loyalty at all to the United States. As an America First candidate, he has put America last in almost everything that he's ever done. And I think that's important to understand. I think that that's extremely valuable information for us to possess at this current moment in time.